Okay, so let's now talk about how we basically get to find the equation of a straight line. So the straight line gives us, or the equation of a line gives us information about it. So I already give you the basic form. The basic form of the equation of a line is y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, so what it means is each time you are given an equation of a line, you should be able to draw the line. Okay, so the equation gives you things like the gradient and also the y-intercept, which are very key and very important in determining the passing points. Okay, so how basically do we get to find the equation of a line when you're given two coordinates? So say we're given coordinates, the first coordinate to be a, and then it's x1 comma y1, and then for point b we have x2 y2. So it is enough to use 2 points. 2 points are enough to help you determine the equation of a given line. Okay, so how basically do you get to do that? Okay, so I've already told you the basic form is y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, so in a case where you're trying to find now, I've said the two things that we show are the gradient and the y-intercept. Okay, so for the gradient, we've already talked about how to find it, right? So we said for the gradient m, you look at the change in y, which is y2 minus y1, and then x2 minus x1. Okay, so we can expand the equation a bit more. So we have y2, let me use a different color here. So we have y2 for the gradient minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and then we have x plus c. Okay, so is that enough to help us determine the equation? So there are two ways we can go from this stage. The two ways are get a single coordinate of your choice. We can get the first one, right? And then we basically get to substitute. So I have y1 and x1. So what will basically happen is we'll be able to find the value of c. Okay, so after you find the value of c, you're just going to say now your y is equal to the value of m you calculated here, you put it there, and then you put the x and then just add the value of c you found. That's one way, using this formula. The other alternative way we use is this one, where we say y is equal to, so I'll use the same form. So for the gradient, remember it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm just using the same formula, y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, so I've just substituted the gradient formula, and then remember here we have our value x, right? And then plus c. This is the basic form of the equation. So what basically happens is we're just going to subtract a given point. Let's say we choose the first coordinate as well. So say y minus y1, x minus x1. So this in itself is enough to help us find the equation. Okay, now the moment you do this, the y-intercept doesn't appear. Okay, so the equation itself is going to give you a full answer straight away. Okay, so let me show you in action what basically happens. So write down in the form of y minus y1 and the equation of a straight line with a given gradient which passes through a given point. So here they've made our work easier because the gradient has already been given. So let's take note, our m is equal to 2. Now they've also given us a point to be 4, 1. So we need to use the two formulas that I've introduced you to. Okay, so feel free to pause the video and just try to apply what you've learned so far. So I'll go with the easy one. In fact, they're all easy. I'll go for the one that is easier to remember. Y is equal to mx plus c. Now this one is longer, So for the y value, we can substitute. You know that is your y, this is your x. So for the y we have a 1. For the gradient we have a 2. For the x we have a 4. So this is what I was saying, that you are going to find the value of c now. So we have 1, 2 times 4 is 8. It goes the other side, becomes negative 8. So our c is equal to negative 7. So by the way, the language I'm using of taking 8 other side, we're just adding the additive inverse. So it's like we're subtracting both sides by 8. Okay? We're subtracting both sides by 8, or adding negative 8 on both sides. Okay, so c is equal to negative 7. So therefore, our equation becomes, our gradient is 2, and then our c is negative 7. So that is the equation that you have. So most of the times, many people prefer taking them on one side. It can be y minus 2x plus 7 equal to 0. That's still the equation of the line. Now this is the basic form, which shows you the gradient and also the intercept. Okay, so take note of that solution there. Even as we try to use the other method, we should get the same answer. So for the other way of doing it, y minus y1. So I already told you how to remember this. Okay, just write the same equation, y is equal to mx plus c, and then remove the c, and then where there is y, you subtract y1, where there is x, subtract x1. You're done. Okay, you can choose any coordinate of your choice. So in this case, we'll choose, you only substitute where you've got the y1 and the x1. So in this case, we don't have the choice because we only have a single point. So the value of y is 1, our m is 2, the value of x is 4. Sorry, we don't substitute on the ones without the 1, so it will be x minus 4. So y minus 1 is equal to, so we have, so in this case we have the wanted to write down the equation in that form. By the way, this is the form they wanted, and so your answer is fine over there. You are done. Okay, now I just want to show you that it can basically it can reduce to that form. Okay, so if y minus 1 is equal to, so we have 2x minus 8. This negative 1, so we add the positive 1 both sides. So therefore y becomes negative 8 plus 1 becomes negative 7, which is equal to the other one. And then we have the last question now, where the gradient has not been given, so they expect you to just find the equation. So in this case, just find m. M is equal to change in y. So our y2 is 13, our y1 is 1, then our x2 is a 4 minus 0. So we have got 12 over 4, 3. So we found our m to be equal to 3. You can get any coordinate of your choice. Let's go with a simple one, 0 and 1. Okay, we're trying to put in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So our y value, what's our y value? Our y value is 1. So 1 is equal to, for the gradient, we've got a 3. And then for the x, we've got a 0. And then for the c, that's what we're trying to find. So c becomes equal to 1. So our equation therefore is equal to y, the gradient is 3, so 3x plus 1. That's our equation. Okay, let's try the other coordinate if we're going to get the same answer. Pause the video and try it out. So for our y, we're 13. For our gradient, we've got a 3. For our x, what do we have for x? We've got a 4. And then c, so 13 minus 12 equal to c is equal to 1, so still same answer.